Counting on will Anna Duggar write a book to survive? Counting on alum Anna Duggar left social media following the CSAM arrest of her husband Josh in April 2021. She has released several statements, believing her husband is innocent. However, Josh ended up in 12.5-year imprisonment due to the evidence found against him. At this point, Anna is currently living her life with 7 kids, and some fans are curious about how she's providing for her family today. Keep reading to see the discussion. Counting on Anna Duggar's last sightings. One of the most recent sightings of Anna was at Jana and Steven's wedding. It just shows that she's still in touch with the family despite all the rumors that she's beefing with some Duggar kids who want Josh to suffer in prison. Anna also made headlines in November 2023 when she attended the funeral of a Keller family member. Many were surprised by the big smile that the Counting on alum showed to the cameras, seemingly implying that she was doing well without her husband. But some Redditors doubt that things are going great for her financially, and she may resort to a dangerous idea soon. Will Anna write a book to survive? Some Redditors discussed Anna Duggar amid her long online absence. The poster was curious about how she's managing her 7 kids. The op also mentioned Anna having a new dog breeding business, but they believe it may not be enough for her growing family. According to some, it's possible that Anna may try to write a tell-all book against the Duggar family, which has huge potential to blow up. However, several commenters believe Anna is still in conflict about how she would tell her kids about all the horrible things that their father did. Jinger's books are more about her faith than a tell-all. Never underestimate the public's interest in dirt. Put Anna on People and the Today Show, and the book will sell. Agreed. I've read multiple books about completely unknown people who escaped cults. I'm not sure how much they made, but if someone unknown with a similar story can have a well-received book for Anna, she'd probably do very well at first. A book would very much be a one-and-done deal, and it wouldn't bring Anna enough to live on until all the children leave home. Totally disagree. She could make bank if she really wanted to. It would be a hugely successful book. Counting on Anna Duggar's new business. Anna made headlines earlier this year after some Redditors discovered her new business. The poster shared files saying that the Counting on alum currently runs a dog breeding company called Golden Grove Pups, LLC. Nobody from the Duggar family has mentioned the business. But many fans are not happy about Anna Duggar's business choice. However, some said it was an indication that she was starting to become more independent. The Duggar family has seen its fair share of headlines, scandals, and reinventions, but few stories are as quietly compelling as Anna Duggar's. For years, she stood by her husband Josh Duggar, even as his name became synonymous with disgrace. Now, as Josh serves his 12-year prison sentence for possession of child sexual abuse material, Anna finds herself at a crossroads. No longer part of the reality TV world that gave her a platform and largely estranged from her famous in-laws, one question lingers. Will Anna Duggar write a book to survive? It might sound far-fetched on the surface, but the idea isn't entirely out of left field. The world of tell-all memoirs is lucrative, especially when it involves well-known families and public controversies. Anna may not be the most outspoken Duggar by any means, but that might be what makes her potential memoir so appealing. She's been silent for so long that when and if she finally speaks, the world will listen. Why a book makes sense now. Anna Duggar, now in her mid-30s, is the mother of 7 children. With her husband behind bars and her once reliable source of income from Counting on gone, she's facing real financial uncertainty. For a woman raised in an insular Christian world that discouraged traditional career paths for women, the list of acceptable options is short. But writing? That can be done from home, can feel safe, and doesn't require her to step far outside her comfort zone, especially if she frames it through the lens of testimony and redemption. And the market is there. Look at Jinger Duggar Vuolo, who released her book Becoming Free Indeed in 2023 to considerable buzz. Jinger's book was positioned as a deconstruction of the dangerous teachings of Bill Gothard's Institute in Basic Life Principles IBLP, the same organization that shaped Anna's and Josh's beliefs. While Anna may not be ready to denounce the IBLP entirely, a memoir could still serve as a way to process her trauma, redefine her identity, and yes, survive. The story everyone wants. Anna Duggar's life is, simply put, made for a memoir. She married young, moved away from her family in Florida, and quickly became the quiet, dutiful wife of one of reality TV's rising stars. When Josh's scandals began to unfold, first his molestation of his sisters as a teen, then his cheating scandal through Ashley Madison, and finally his criminal conviction, Anna became a figure of tragic loyalty in the public eye. Through it all, she rarely spoke. She didn't sit down for interviews. She didn't post angry rants or appear on podcasts. But now that silence has grown heavy, fans, critics, and even former supporters of the Duggar family wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Is Anna still loyal to Josh? As she started to question everything, a book would be her chance to finally answer these questions on her own terms. And it wouldn't need to be scandalous or vicious to succeed. In fact, the more restrained and emotionally raw it is, the more powerful it might become. Readers aren't just hungry for tea, they're hungry for truth. Anna could explore the internal conflict of loving someone deeply while feeling betrayed. She could write about faith, fear, and motherhood in the storm. In doing so, she might join the ranks of other evangelical women who have found their voice after years of suppression. The Duggar Divide. One of the most intriguing parts of Anna's potential memoir would be her take on the fractured Duggar family. Since Josh's arrest and conviction, several Duggars have distanced themselves from him, and by extension, Anna. While Jim Bob and Michelle have reportedly continued to support their son behind the scenes, others like Jill Duggar Dillard and Jinger Vuolo have made it clear that they're on a very different path. Anna, however, has remained loyal, even attending Josh's trial and writing letters of support. But loyalty doesn't always mean contentment. What if Anna is beginning to realize just how much she's lost by standing by Josh? What if she feels abandoned, not just by the public, but by the family that once promised to support her no matter what? Her book could shine a light on the subtle betrayals that never made the headlines. The private phone calls that stopped. The family group texts that excluded her. The gentle nudges to move on that felt more like pressure than care. This type of insider perspective could make her memoir one of the most impactful Duggar books yet, especially because no one expects it from her. Redemption, survival, and faith. Anna Duggar doesn't need to write a bitter book to make an impact. In fact, it's far more likely that any book she writes would be framed as a story of grace and endurance. Even if she never denounces Josh outright, her memoir could be a meditation on how to survive when your entire life falls apart. She could write about raising 7 children alone, trying to shield them from the storm while keeping her own faith intact. She could write about wrestling with God, questioning her place in the IBLP teachings, and ultimately finding a different kind of strength. It would be less of a takedown and more of a spiritual journey, one that could resonate with Christian women who feel trapped between doctrine and reality. And let's be honest, Anna needs a new narrative. Right now, she's still viewed as Josh Duggar's wife, a role that grows more painful and limiting with each passing year. A book would be her chance to redefine herself, to become a mother,